I wanted to go ahead and add on from my last video, make it more concise in just a few minutes, what I was talking about, the 0 point, and Greg Braden talked about 20-some years ago, or whatever his book was called regarding that, and that how time was collapsing upon itself. So what we manifest into the world, this chaos, this darkness, this, even the beauty. So that's all aspects of ourself, right? So what happens is this time, as it collapses upon itself, as I was mentioning, it's like, you know, the thought, and then it took millions of years, really, millions of years for it to manifest. And then it became hundreds of years, and I'm condensing this, of course, quickly, you know, and then it's if we think of something or we behave a way, then we started understanding that the effect was coming quicker and quicker into our life as time is condensing on itself, and it becomes quicker. So what happens as we think, it becomes, and people go, oh my gosh, that's so amazing, because there are people that can just think something and they manifest it right away. But the problem has been that we aren't aware of what we are thinking. And we are thinking with the mind and not the divine heart. And therefore, you are getting exactly in the world what you've been feeling. Because our feeling aspect of self is so powerful. It's so strong that is what shows into the world. Okay, so in other words, if I believe all the stuff that religious or cultures or those in control have told me, that I'm small, I'm nothing, I'm irrelevant, or whatever angers I have, that is what I'm projecting in the world. The more fearful they make us, we are projecting that into the world. So we're creating those manifestations almost instantly now. So that's why it's so important to clean up the inner world. So we aren't this, as time completely collapses on itself, which is about to happen. And that's why things are getting crazier and crazier and crazier, because time is collapsing on itself. That means instant manifestation. That is why what's happening in the world is happening, because it's cause and effect are almost on top of each other. So go in and see, what am I really thinking? What am I feeling? What am I believing? Am I blaming other people for my life? Am I buying into the anger and the fear and the stress and whatever beliefs you have are what's coming to the surface. So that is why it's so important, like I mentioned in the last one. Do your meditation, use crystal bowls, anything that has a high resonance. Beautiful dance, not the dark stuff that they're showing you in all these videos. That's all Illuminati. That's all the 13 families trying to keep you nothing. You know, it's dark, it's evil, and that's the evilness that we bought into, and we embody it on some DNA level. And that's where we have to say now, no more. We can't do this. We won't do this. And just keep working on every projection we see out there. Understanding it is a collective, and yes, we want to heal it. We want to do our part to contribute, but not in a negative way. Yes, we can get upset and fiery, but inside, hold your peace. Be in that place of the peaceful warrior, and the divine feminine, the divine masculine acting together. And that's why it is no longer about races or creeds or religion, anything, nothing, skin color, nothing. It is about the balance of the masculine and feminine within, to take our power back from these power hungry, crazed, mad, fearful parts of self that have projected into the world in such a big planetary way. And they are scared because the light is winning. And we know this for one specific reason, because it's getting worse. So the more fearful, say, an animal that's cornered is, the more it lashes out, the more it tries to stop what's coming towards it. And what's coming towards it is awakening and light. So be part of that split between the dimensions, energetic dimensions, as it's going to split. Allow those that want to keep warring and have all this horrible pedophilia and slavery to keep having that, if that's where they are. But choose the other path, that we are going to work on every projection that we send into the world as a collective and personally within ourselves in a loving way. Don't anti-Trump, don't anti-Hillary, even though I feel a really hard time with that one. You know, don't anti-anything. Just go in and start healing all the parts of self and being in the joy and the peace, and see yourself constantly covered in this golden light. That's this white diamond essence that's coming through. And that is, it's like crystalline. We're shifting our whole vibration. Be a part of that. But there's only one way to do it, and that's to get out of fear. And that is why this book was so important, not only to start writing all those years ago. And I was asked to do it, and I felt like I kind of failed for a bit there. It's like, oh my gosh, I was asked 18 years ago to start getting people to wake up. And because I took that journey in myself, that I had to go on that journey, that I had to dive into the deepest pits and find out how to get out to help others. So now is that time, and that is why Yeshua and Mary Magdalene was coming to me in dreams. And even as of wrote some things down that I've never used, but basically it was just a few days ago. It was last week, and the message from 5:55 a.m. and I immediately saw the clock when I looked up, and it says there was a man and a woman betrayed by the church. It's time for that betrayal to end. It's time. This time is upon your world now. So right now, that's what's happening. The betrayal needs to end, and that's the self-betrayal. We are the ones that can become Christed or illuminated within ourselves. We are the one we have been looking for. There is not going to be an outer rescue. We are either going to be waking up and tapping into the divine light that is coming in, or we're standing in the darkness. So you get to choose. We each get to choose. There's tremendous light coming in right now. But if you only stay in fear, you can never access that frequency. So rise in, take the fear, go in, heal it, heal it, heal it, heal it. And hopefully my book will really help you to go through that and see what's really happening behind the scenes, and in a lighter way, not a dark way that a lot of events are unfolding. So it's a very positive revealing of truth and your part in this divine and this really blessed, actually, opportunity to expand consciousness, to be one with that consciousness. So much love. Over and out again.